Hello everyone, today we're playing a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy. Well, the assignment that I got from Professor Garlic is rather simple and I can do it immediately. Oh, I actually have room for one of those.
I'd like
Not...
to ask you about...
No, I did not mean to click...
Actually, perhaps another time.
Thank goodness. Okay. Now, the quest from Professor Garlic is simple. Grow and harvest fluxweed, and acquire all 3 combat plants and use them simultaneously. I can do that easily. For Professor Sharp's new assignment, acquire an invisibility potion and use a thunder brew potion against enemies. I can do all of those in one go. I just gotta harvest the fluxweed, and I can start working on those. No, focus. Thank you. That being said, I do need more thunder potions, and I don't have the stench of dead to do that. So we are going to... I don't need new of those, I do need one. We're just gonna go ahead and use an invisibility potion. Do I have more? Yes, I do. 1 minute and I'll have that under control. What's next? I need to use a Thunder Brew potion against enemies. I can use all of those simultaneously and not have to have them in combat. So, I'll go ahead and do that. Done and done. I'll come get that potion here in a moment. And... I'll have to go back here, or come back here later, and get the mandrake, but that's fine. I'm gonna have to hunt summon fairy to resupply my stench of death, and what else can I do while I'm here? Yes, I need those. I don't have anything unidentified, despite my inventory saying otherwise. Are you gonna catch it? Nope. Darn. Sorry about that. Alright. Now, we've done all that. We just need to return to Professor Garlic later on. Or actually, we can go ahead and do that. She is... Where is it? It's not the astronomy wing. No, it's not. No, not that one. Yes, this one. We'll go ahead and finish up her mission, learn that spell, and be on our merry way. And once I figure out where the trials for broom flights are, I'll be doing those. Doing these few missions should take no more than maybe 10 minutes, if my loading screen does not pad for time, which I'm hoping it doesn't. Oh, you're not here. Where is she?
You really showed that troll what's what, didn't you?
Which one? I've done so to many trolls.
Perhaps a hybrid. Bouncing tentacular.
Oh. That would be interesting.
I've finished the activities you assigned me, Professor Garlic.
Wonderful. I hope you gained a greater appreciation for the flora in our lives. I am forever enraptured by it. Just yesterday, I spent hours pruning my self-fertilizing shrubs and flutterby bushes. Didn't realize how long I'd been at it until the sun began to set. Well, if there's one thing I love to see more than my plants thriving, it's one of my students doing the same. Now,
That's
ready to learn
sweet.
flipendo? Chin up, keep a light grip, and it's all in the wrist. Let's see you give it a go.
Okay,
You
that
will
tells
want
me
to
nothing.
focus with this spell. Nothing as mortifying as knocking back a colleague when all you wanted to do was move a few pots. Wonderfully done. If you'd like to
Revelio.
practice a bit more, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to practice that a little bit. I'll swap that.
Greenhouse, just
Flipendo!
plants, please.
Professor, I was wondering where you're from. What's your background?
Oh, how nice of you to ask. Well, let's see. I grew up in London, right on the Thames.
That sounds lovely. All the sights and bustle of a city.
To some, yes. I used to dream of living in the country, but it wasn't until I came to Hogwarts that I felt truly at home. Mind you, it did take some time, and whilst it is my fervent hope that each student eventually feels as at home here as I do, it is not always the case.
I suppose that
No.
makes sense.
Yes,
Well,
everyone is
we each
different.
bloom differently, don't we?
Exactly.
Some of us, like Devil's Snare, thrive in the shadows, whilst others crave the attention of a bouncing bulb. And we each grow and thrive according to our own plan. Oh, I was terribly nervous when I arrived at the castle. You see, as a child, I knew nothing of witches or wizards. You can imagine how astonished I was to receive my letter from Hogwarts. I spent a good deal of time alone in either the greenhouse or the library my first days here.
It does take a while to adjust to being here.
Precisely, and I was remarkably fortunate. In fact, a seventh year took me under her wing during those first days. She remains one of my dearest friends.
How fortunate.
I was indeed. I dare say you'll find that the friends you make here at Hogwarts will last a lifetime. Now, I'd best get to my recent delivery from the Magic Neep. Mr. Teasdale promised me quite an assortment of seeds this week. Lovely to see you.
Okay then. That's out of the way. And we can now move on to the next quest. Once I figure out which challenge I've completed. Oh, cool. There are 6 more assignments. Oh no. No, 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 no. That's too much. Well, actually, given how many spells there are, it makes sense. We want an area where combat is an option, and we want it to be rather dense, but not too difficult. I want specifically oh, that may work. Ugh, not those. I don't like it at all. What are you? A dog bugler? No. I'm glad that most of these... That's where I want to go. I'm glad that most of these places, like the Merlin Trials and all of that, get marked on the map once I discover them. It's very useful for keeping track of them later, but the thing is, a lot of that does not seem to be marked in the map of Hogwarts, which really bothers me. Like, how am I supposed to keep track of everything I've discovered inside that castle when half of the multitude of hundreds of things that you can discover are in that castle? It's a complex maze that I personally still have not learned, despite having over 20 hours in the game. And, it's annoying. Just to say the least, it's annoying. Anybody
Haven't a clue why
home?
there's such a fuss over poaching. There's enough
Hi,
beef left.
guys.
Don't try that, Expelliarmus, if it isn't Nora Treadwell's precious little guardian.
Yes.
Dare say one of my own? You will fall!
Will I?
Flipendo.
Actually, I love that spell. I love it.
Careful not to get bit.
Flipendo. Incendio.
Oh,
Levioso. Flipendo.
You'll be sorry when I get.
Incendio.
will I don't know. I don't seem very sorry. Now, who's next? Oh, coming to me.
Incendio.
Come on. Oh, I wonder what that was. I'm not gonna bother opening that at the moment. I've got all the information and stuff that I need from this area, so now I can go back and tell Professor Sharp that I have completed that quest. Or assignment. My bad. Why is it... I'll just go to the potions classroom and hope I can find my way to him from there. It seems a little far, so we'll see. We'll see. Load, please, without taking an eternity. it seems to not be willing to do so. Oh, what a pain. That's fine, that's fine. I can just relax and wait, because that's all I can really do. Oh, now you're where I need you to be. Excuse you.
Flipendo!
I don't want to make any potions right now.
Have you finished your assignments?
I finished the tasks, Professor.
Well, well. I trust you are meticulous in your efforts. After all, shortcuts only ever lead to shortcomings.
Yes, sir, of course.
Good. Ordinarily, I'd say it's not my concern either way, but you... I want to make sure you're well prepared. Talent and resolve are a potent combination. It would be a shame to let that go to waste.
You've
Thank
got
you,
a good
Professor.
point.
Don't let it go to your head. Now, let's see how you fare with Diffindo. Wand at the ready. Focus. Diffindo can be dangerous if you're not paying attention.
Seems like a fun little task.
Very good.
Or
It seems you have a grasp on Diffindo. I would encourage...
Oh, that is not the spell I was going for.
Once again to practice here in the classroom. For your sake and that of everyone else.
Professor Sharp, do you have a moment?
Depends on how you intend to use it.
I saw an aura badge on your desk and was wondering if you could tell me more about your time as an aura.
Observant. I suppose I could indulge you for a moment. Spent years tracking down reprobates who dealt in artifacts of dark magic origin.
Oh.
That sounds positively exhilarating.
Exhilarating. It was at that. While it lasted, at any rate. I enjoyed a great deal of success as an aura. However, success can make one complacent if one's confidence is not tempered by humility.
You have a point.
One overstep in battle changed everything.
May I ask what happened?
Yes, well, I suppose it's a matter of record. My partner and I had tracked a suspect to a harbor in Scarborough, trying to smuggle shrunken heads of all things. I had deduced that he was working alone. I was mistaken, and they knew we were coming. From the moment we stepped onto the ship, well, I barely escaped with my life. My partner wasn't so lucky.
I suppose being an aura is dreadfully dangerous. I'm sorry.
It is at that. But survival is not guaranteed for any of us.
That is
Pay attention.
true.
And not just within my class. This is what I must impress upon you all. A potion and a poison may be a mere breath apart, until you consume the wrong one.
Well said, Professor.
You know, I've actually somehow gained respect for him. Unexpected. But...
Defender!
It's a pleasure to have a student who actually heeds instruction.
I wonder.
Flipendo! Expelliarmus! Levioso! Defender!
As I mentioned earlier, Diffindo can be versatile but dangerous. Good to see you continuing to practice.
I think I've gotten enough practice. Thank you. That being said, what can I do now? Ooh. New thing unlocked. Oh. Well then, that's rather nice to have, I guess. I'll focus on those later. I've got a new talent point I can spend. I'm gonna use it specifically on... yeah, probably that. Or that, which one? It would be good for crowd control, which I struggle with occasionally, so I feel like that's the best option. That being said, I can upgrade my level relatively quickly and get that one next. Bombarda would probably be my next focus. I'm not too keen on using Descendo yet. That would be... yeah, it seems like my main focus would be these three minus Descendo. I'm not going to be able to use enough points to max out everything, so I'm going to have to be able to pick and choose carefully. I would actually like that at some point. That would be nice too, but I'm never going to use that. I may get that, I don't know. Probably not, just to save a few points. And the room of requirement things, I mean, I'm only ever going to use the potion mastery. And even so, I'm not going to bother with the invisibility potions. And those I really don't need, because I don't plan on using them often. Especially since they would have to be refilled quite often. So, yeah. I'm going to max out what I can of the core abilities. Preferably do nothing in stealth, only about half of the room requirement. Actually, slightly less than half, I think. No, about half. These two are going to be up in the air. That one's never happening. That one, potentially. I've checked into the details, and I will only be getting 11 more points. Because the max level is... I want to say level 40. And you end up with a total of 36 points. Meaning, all of these together, I would not be able to do. That's 20 right there. 36, 40, 48. I'm gonna have to balance in a way that I think works and fits my playstyle best. Do I like it? No. Can I do anything about it? Most likely not. That being said, let's see if we can find... You know what, we're gonna go for... Yeah, we'll go from the Forbidden Forest. I know it's a little further than the courtyard, but that's fine. Why do you give me that hope? We're gonna attempt to get at least one Merlin trial done. I have done next to none of them, and we really need to get to work on that. They're all relatively simple and follow some kind of theme. So, it's not going to be hard to, like, understand them once you get the spells you need for them. Simply put, they need...
How nice to see you, my young friend.
All they really need is... Levioso or Wingardium Leviosa, Flipendo, Depulso, and Incendio. This one, I believe, requires Flipendo or Levioso. Or not Levioso.
I know what that means.
Yeah, we're
Merlin
gonna give it
trial.
a shot.
Revelio.
Okay. The question is... Ah, I see. I think... Oh, hello, friend. Alright, which one did I put that on? Okay.
Wingardium Leviosa.
That's a no.
Flipendo. Levioso. Depulso.
I have no clue what I'm supposed to do with this. Give me one moment. Alrighty, I think I have an idea what I'm supposed to do now. Ah, yes.
Merlin himself
That
would be
was
proud.
simply a obstacle course. No spells required, apparently. I won't lie, I had to see what spells and all, what types of trials there really are, and go from there. But here's the thing. While that was relatively easy to do, there are 9 types of these trials. And the spells that they need can range from Accio for the ones you've already seen me do with the balls that you have to bring to a platform. There is the one that I struggled with over in this direction somewhere. Right around here somewhere. Yes, right here. This one requires, of all things... Actually, let's see if
Depulso.
Yes, it can. It's supposed to be done with Wingardium Leviosa, but Depulso works perfectly if you combine it with a little bit of Accio.
Accio.
Come on, pal.
Accio.
There we go. That's one more done. Meaning I have one left until I can upgrade my gear slots. Now, what is the closest one to the area? Wrong thing. I was trying to open my map and failed. Which one are you? Okay.
Revelio.
Okay, this is the kind that needs Accio. Not a big deal.
Accio.
As you can see, they all gather
Revelio.
right where they need to be.
Accio.
Where is... Okay, and there is one more right here.
Accio.
So, that's 3 of the 9 times. Some of them require Confringo. Specifically, the ones with... Let's see if I can find one. That right there is a maze that I have yet to learn how to activate. Hello, what are you? Oh, this is a continuation of the story that I found right there in front of the entrance of the maze. Got it. At some point, those become mazes. But there are occasionally stones with symbols on them that you have to use Flipendo to line the symbols up. There are also these stone pillars with cracks in them that are supposed to be destroyed with Confringo. And then there are a few others that I have yet to run into. That being said, I believe that will do it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and have a wonderful day. Until next time, everyone.